It's gruesome stuff, and it's sad. And I guess that, is kind of the thing that I take away from this at a intellectual level, is that if you're interested from any level, any ideological direction about the content of economics as a discipline, you have to recognize the value of, your classic woke HR department type stuff, the diversity quotas, the sexual harassment policy, all of that stuff is vitally important to preserve anything approaching, a quote unquote meritocracy, or just like a spirit of honest intellectual inquiry to try to figure out what the fuck is happening in the world in a real way, and not have the whole effort dissolve into these just backbiting conspiracies and this just awful, Machiavellian plots to sort of assuage the consciences of some rich white dude. And even if you are like a white male economist, that's like this system sucks for everyone except for the people at the very tippy top, and arguably even for them too, who become the worst versions of themselves. Like Larry Summers was a brilliant guy when he was very young, and it's like, what did you do with your life? You fucked everything up.
Yes. Yeah. No, I strongly agree with that. I mean, I don't want to be like, not all economists hashtag or whatever, but like Summers represents a bygone era in academic economics, not just because of the misogyny and racism and all of his retrograde views or his ideology, which is, I would say not so much a thing of the past, but just his approach to research and like what it means to be an economist. Like, his idea is it's one brilliant guy in a room, at his desk, writing some equations on a sheet of paper, publishing that, and then going to a seminar and shooting down, someone who comes from a lesser department than you as being an obvious idiot, because if they weren't an obvious idiot, they would be at Harvard and not at whatever shitty school might, the seminar giver might be at. That isn't the way economics works anymore. Like, it is much harder to write an economics paper, even if you're Larry Summers. I think, they're go too much in the weeds on this, but basically it's not so much the individual genius coming up with new theories and writing mathematical equations, and seminar culture has gotten a lot better. Not universally, but basically what you've got now, the cutting edge of the discipline is large groups of, large research teams doing work that could not possibly be done by one person. Each paper is just too big of an endeavor for any one person to carry it off. And they're uncovering true facts about the world that actually improve our understanding. and just by definition, not all those people can be at Harvard, because if every co-author, or, if every paper needs 4 co-authors, the Harvard department's not, they're big, but they're not that big. So there's just like a kind of inherent, I would say, erosion of hierarchy in the way that economics research is being done, which is all to the good. It's very healthy, but it's still operating in this disciplinary environment where what department you're at and who your advisors are and who your friends are and what conferences you get invited to and what professional member organizations you're in, that matters a lot. I mean, including, there's a lot, economists get paid more than most other academics. There's a huge amount of inequality within economics, and it's because of that. There's a lot, speaking with my hat of a labor economist, I'm an expert in the subject. Anytime there's a lot of pay variation between employers, that is a world where basically there's a lot of power on the employer side, where what firm you work for matters a lot in terms of determining what your professional prestige and what you get paid. Whereas so that's hierarchical. A more egalitarian political economy it doesn't matter what department you're in. All universities are the same. Everyone's doing the same research. Everyone's getting paid basically the same amount, or just, the only inequality in pay is on the basis of age or tenure or something like that. Not on the basis of like, he got an appointment at Harvard at age 29. Like Summers did and never left until he was 65 and, finally got thrown out for sexual harassment.
That's the end of the preview, folks. As usual, we like to mention that this podcast is sponsored by the American Prospect magazine. So if you want to listen to the whole thing, you can subscribe at $5 a month. If you want that plus a free subscription to the website, plus the opportunity for a steeply discounted print subscription, you can do that if you so wish at $10 a month. And otherwise, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.